Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rikki T. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching, thank you for being here. Today I'm going to come at you with a foundation routine. This is kind of like my updated foundation routine, what I do day to day, what I do for my kind of everyday look. I'm going on a date today, so it's kind of like what I like to do to look pretty and look good. So let's get into it. So first things first, I have my eyes done. I do my brows, eyes, and lashes off camera, but before my face. I always do them like that. I used to do them afterwards, but then after becoming an artist, like, I just kind of started doing my clients like that, and then I started doing myself like that. I don't really know why I switched, but I did. It is generally easier as an artist to be able to, like, do the eyes first, because then you can wipe away any excess, like kick off or anything. It's just easier. So this is the Dragon Beauty color corrector, and the name of it is the Skin Perfecting Potion. So I do this every single day, and it works for me. It definitely, if you are transgender, I recommend color correcting. It is very, very amazing. There are amazing color correctors out there. You don't necessarily have to use this one. Charlotte Tilbury has an amazing one. LA Girl also has a really good one. I personally use this one because it supports a transgender CEO in the makeup world, and then also it is just a very, very good color corrector. It works universally, as well as it sets down really nicely. So like it doesn't pick up under your foundation, and it doesn't look really like crazy and weird. Okay, so next up. I always do a color corrector, and then I do my primer. My primer that I really, 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 really love is the Milk Hydro Grip. I also really like the Backstage foundation from Dior, or the Backstage primer by Dior. That one is really, really nice, but the Hydro Grip is my go-to. It just kind of like really grabs the foundation, keeps it on really nicely, and like no matter what, like I've had foundation on for like 18 hours or whatever, and like it really does stay on, and I feel like every time I wear it without this guy, it won't have the same longevity. So if you need it to be on like a crazy long time, or you just want it to like stick and not move, I highly, highly recommend Milk Hydro Grip. If you just want a beautiful, beautiful foundation finish, Backstage is where it's at. So next I'm going to go on to my foundation. I use the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. I use it in the shade 20 NN. It's an absolutely beautiful foundation. It has like a really, really nice like skin like matte finish. It's not too crazy matte, but it's also not like crazy like luminous either, which I don't mind luminous foundation. I actually really, really love a luminous foundation. One of my favorite ones is the Anastasia one, but this one I only wear if I'm going to do like a photo shoot, or if I'm going to only be wearing it for a short amount of time, only because that like luminous foundations in general, they tend to crease up on me really badly, especially in like this little line right here where I smile a lot. So just to keep that in mind when you have like smile lines and whatnot, it does, like, luminous foundations tend to crease on you, and that's like not just me, that's also like a lot of other people that I do know. But this one, it does not, honestly. It's beautiful, it's long wear, and honestly it has such a beautiful amount of like shades as well. Like you can probably find your exact shade in this foundation, which honestly cannot be said about a lot of, even the ones that have like 50 foundation shades or whatever, like they always tend to lean towards one undertone. I feel like a lot of them honestly tend to, like, I know Dior foundations, they tend to lean a little bit more pink, and then like say Huda, they tend to lean a little bit more yellow. This one you can really find like any undertone you want, like whether it be warm, cool, neutral, olive, like they really have it, and I really, really, really enjoy that. And honestly, a little bit goes a long way. You really don't have to like use a crazy, crazy, crazy amount. I use a little more probably than normal people would, just because I like to have a really like beat coverage. But if you really just want like flawless second skin kind of look, honestly you don't need that much. And you can play it down. Like that's another beautiful thing about this foundation, is that like If you want to build it up, you can totally build it up. If you want to build it down, you can totally build it down. And a lot of people like don't know that about their foundations. Is like which ones can be built up, which ones can be built down, all that kind of jazz. Also, whenever you're doing your foundation, like my biggest thing is like make sure you're getting in like this little crease, like right here under your nose. I don't really know what like the technical term is for that, but just get in there. And then whatever is on my hand, I also will take on my beauty blender and I blend it down my neck. I always, no matter how good of a shade match it is, I always blend down my neck. I believe you should too, even if you're not like covering your entire neck. I still feel like it's a good thing to be able to at least go down a little bit and like really like get that coverage in, because it blends and just like it makes it a little more seamless. Now my next step is going to be, sorry if I'm looking like this way, this is where like my viewfinder is, and then like over here is my mirror, so I'm actually looking at myself like doing my makeup, versus like right here is my camera, so sorry about that. Anyway, this is the concealer I like to use. It's the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. I am in the shade 0N, or 0.5N. I am super duper duper pale. A lot of people don't think I'm that pale, but I honestly really, really am. Like, you can see that, like, the shade is just a nice highlight shade on me. Meanwhile, on other people, it is basically stark white. I'm weird. I'm weird. Now for concealer, this is probably going to be the step that is the most weird for a lot of people because I am quite extra when it comes to my concealer. So I use my Laura just to have my nice highlights, build coverage, everything. Then I'm going to go in with my Jeffree Star concealer. This is the Magic Concealer in C4. It is probably one of the best formulations I've ever seen in a concealer. It's absolutely beautiful. It's luminous. It dries down beautifully, but it never creases no matter how long you let it sit. It really is absolutely stunning. It's very, very, very lightweight. I like how it adds just a tiny bit of coverage, but it like it doesn't feel like anything, and it also doesn't look like you're wearing a lot of makeup, which is very nice. I use the lighter shade in C4 just to really give me that extra highlighted and then this is just going above and beyond. I don't really know why I do this, but because I like a lot of full coverage, I'm using the Tarte Creases Concealer in 13N. This basically matches my foundation. I just kind of put a little bit on the outsides of my concealer. Again, I wear a lot. So just kind of like, again, reinforcing where I put my concealer, not really adding any crazy much more, basically just reinforcing the outsides of where I put it. It kind of just adds more coverage and it gives it just a little bit more impact, and it gives me that absolutely flawless, like, radiant finish. And then I'll go in and just blend that with a beauty blender. I pick at random where I blend first. It's not like I have like a method of what I blend first. I really don't. I do like to blend, like for instance my eyes, I will blend on the inner corner and then I'll blend outward. And I'll kind of like blend down and over. And then for this portion, I blend up into my eye and like along the brow bone. It's gonna probably take away a little bit of your eyeshadow, which is completely okay in my eye because it kind of just like evens out the eye look. Obviously, you don't have to change your foundation routine because I'm telling you to. Like, this is just how I do mine, and this is just my tips and tricks on how I do mine and get nice full coverage without it creasing, without it being any types of wonky, and also getting that really, really, really nice, like, Instagram full coverage. Because that's honestly what I like when I do my makeup. Like, if I'm gonna do my makeup, bitch, I wanna do my makeup. Like, I want to look good. I'm not going to look flawless. I'm going to look beat. I'm going to look like an Instagram model. Like, I'm not going to look like I'm wearing nothing. Like, what? If I'm going to look like I'm wearing nothing, I'm going to wear brows, lashes, and, like, lip balm. Also, sorry if my voice sounds kind of weird today. Like, I don't know what's happening. My voice has been kind of shot lately. Just been under a lot of stress. Working a lot. Doing a lot. Trying to make everyone happy, whether it costs me my life or not. Now, after I have all that done, my face is looking porcelain. I'm going to grab my Smashbox foundation brush. I'm not exactly sure which one this guy is. I got it from my Smashbox AE. Absolutely love you. You are amazing and I absolutely adore you. But now we're going to get into contour. So what I like to do for my contour is I actually take my Dior Air Flash foundation in shade 400 and I brush it, or I blast it onto my brush. Take this guy and go into the hollows of my cheek and kind of just like blend her in. This just gives a very, very soft focus, like radiant contour, and really gives you that bronziness without being like too crazy harsh. Like, see how that's just like very, very soft, very natural, very pretty. And that's how I like to do my contour. It really is such a soft, like, easy moment. And it's really, 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 really quick. And as long as you pick your right shade for you, like, honestly, this looks absolutely beautiful and gets your bronzing and your contouring done really in one. I'm still probably going to end up adding bronzing powder in over it. I normally always do, just because I like to, like, just reinforce the colors, honestly, and I just like to make sure that I have that nice moment in. It's nothing crazy. I never add, like, buku amounts. Like, I'm not trying to make myself look like freaking Trixie Mattel up in here, but I am trying to just look like a bronze J-Lo glowy and hoey goddess. Sometimes what I will also do is I will take another one of my brushes and I will go in with the same air flash and I will do my nose contour like that. Okay, so this is the brush I normally use for my nose contour. It is another Smashbox brush. I'll just take my air flash and kind of like go on the back of my hand, just take a little bit of it and then take my nose contour brush and grab it up on there. And I will just go in on my nose and kind of like sketch out where I want my nose contour to be. And go in very softly with that because we're not going to blend it out with the brush. We're actually going to blend it out with a beauty blender. Or a beauty sponge, whichever one you have. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, whatever you like. And then I'll take whatever is excess and left over and I'll actually go on the bottom of my lip. Right here to get that extra little shadow to give it that perkiness, and then I'll go over on the cupid's bow and just kind of go like that. Again, give it a little bit of plumpness, really bit of like Kardashian glow, blend over it, and then I'll kind of like make it a little more seamless, a little more like ghosted effect, and then go over my nose contour with my beauty blender and kind of blend her out. This is really just gonna, again, make it that soft focus look. We're basically trying to make everything look like you have a Snapchat filter on your face, because who doesn't want that? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Hourglass Veil powder. Hourglass Veil is a really, really nice powder to be able to brighten under the eye. I don't really use it anywhere else on my face except for under the eye because it has a very, very strong brightening effect. And if I use too much of it, you'll definitely be able to see that, and I do not like that. So I will put that under my eye and put that to bake and really concentrate that powder where I want it to be highlighted. Do that, and then this is again where I get extra. I'm going to take my Jeffree Star Magic powder. This is in the shade Fair, and I'm going to do that on my chin and basically on the other places where I would bake, because this powder is not going to brighten as much. The Hourglass definitely brightens a whole lot. This guy definitely is a little bit softer when it comes to brightening. And I'm even going to like bake my nose contour with this guy. My camera's probably gonna go crazy just because all the powder, whenever I have a lot of powder on my face, my camera goes insane. But then also another step that you can do is you can bake underneath your foundation, or your contour line rather. I don't crazy do it. I kind of do it on my jawline because I don't want to really diffuse out and reinforce that line too much. I'm going to go in with my Sephora Pro palette. This is the Sephora Pro Face palette. I really like this guy. It's in the shade Light. I got this while I was at my Sephora Squad meeting. It comes in a beautiful shade range. I know on camera these look a little bit insane. Like this guy looks really gray and this guy looks roll pink. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very pink, but honestly, it's a beautiful palette. I love using her to really like bronze up my face, but also like the blushes and the highlights are literally everything. So what I'm going to do to just reinforce my bronzer, like I said I like to do, I'm going to take my Morphe M527 brush, and I'm going to go into Muse and Art Deco. It's going to be these two guys. I'm just going to go into just a tiny bit of each of them and kind of like stamp in and brush. Muse is a little bit more of a like cool tone bronzer, but still gives you like a little bit of that oomph. And then Art Deco is like a nice cool tone contour. So I just like mixing them to be able to give you that really nice bronzy look. If I'm not doing cream contour, then I go into Walk of Fame, which is a nice warm bronzer. And she's absolutely gorgeous. So I just like to go in and reinforce where my bronzer was. And then what I like to do is I go in with my Dragon Beauty Transformation Heart Powders. They're absolutely gorgeous and stunning. And this really gives you that soft, like diffused look. It's absolutely stunning. I don't really know how Nikita did it with this formulation. It's insane. And what I'll do is, this is actually a glow brush from Laura Mercier. They launched it with their glow setting powder. I personally don't really use that guy too much. It is really nice, but I really love how the brush is shaped. So I'll go into a little bit of the pink one and a little bit of the yellow one. I like to mix them, honestly. It really does just make it really nice. This on my under eye, and then sometimes I do it on my forehead and my chin. But I don't know. I'll do it today just to show you guys what it looks like. But if you want to go for a very soft look, I would not recommend. I recommend only doing it on the under eye because it does have that like light diffusing property. But when you do it on the like T portion of your face, it does give you a really beautiful like soft finish. And then what I like to do is take a fluffy brush. This is again by Smashbox, and just kind of like pack in and dust away where I had the rest of the setting powder. And this is just what I like to do. It's really beautiful, really nice, really funky, real beige. And then that will leave you with a beautiful soft focus, like just porcelain skin finish. And what I'll do now is I'm going to go back into my Sephora palette, and I will grab I have a couple brushes that I will do this with. Sometimes I use it with a big fluffy powder brush, or sometimes I will just go in with this guy. This is my M553 from Morphe. Go into, this shade name is a little bit hard for me to say, but Glambitious, and Really Pretty, because you know she's pretty. I'll go in and mix those two, and just kind of dust off the excess, and then go on the apples of the cheek, but blend it upwards into the contour. Doing that just kind of like pulls the face up, gives it a really nice lifted effect, but also it just makes it very feminine and very beautiful. So I'll do that, really give it that nice, beautiful, just soft effect. It's just so pretty, honestly. That's like, I used to really hate blush until I started doing my blush like this, and then also just until I found like the right blush shades for me. I'm really happy that these blushes are so pretty on me, because really, like, when you find a good blush, like, girl, it is insane. I'm going to take back my hair, and this is, honestly, this spray is nice. It's not my favorite spray in the world, so I just kind of like use it whatever. It's the Lancome Fix It and Forget It spray. I always spray it to the side first to make sure there's no like clunkiness. And I will spray, and this is just kind of like to get the face a little bit wet and a little bit dewy to catch those particles. Ooh, that almost fell. And I'm going to go in, and I like to use, again, Hollywood and Paparazzi. Those are two of my favorite highlight shades. Honestly, I just mix them up. I mostly go in with Hollywood because it's a little bit lighter, and then Paparazzi is a little bit more of a gold tone. So I like to mix them a little bit, and I will go in on the brow bone. So we go in on the brow bone, just really giving her a nice little highlight, nice little sheen so she catches the light. Absolutely gorgeous. And then repeat on the same side. And we're gonna do this on the cupid's bow and the tip of the nose with this brush. Because it's just gonna deposit just a little bit of color and a little bit of pigment. It's not gonna make it anything too crazy. For nose highlight, I really don't like a booming nose highlight. I think it's kind of obnoxious. And I think it kind of like makes it look really. So I don't really do a crazy nose highlight. I just do something very subtle, and then I'll go in with the same. I go in with the M501, and then the same highlights. Then I will go in on my cheekbones, and really on the high points of the face, like really get her nice and highlighted. Oh, look at that! It's so pretty. Like Sephora, I'm telling you, Sephora collection really stepped it up. Honestly, like a lot of people judge Sephora collection because whenever like whenever they get recommended Sephora collection, they're like, oh well, it's like the drugstore of Sephora. It's like because it's the name brand. Like honestly, like listen, Sephora is owned by Louis Vuitton. Like we have standards that we have to uphold to. Like we're not just some run-of-the-mill brand. Like there's a reason that we do like our stuff is cheaper than the other stuff that is sold at Sephora, but it is still beautiful quality and it still has amazing pigmentation and amazing things. So I wouldn't knock it until you try it. Honestly, it's absolutely gorgeous. And now for this look, honestly, you could go with so many different lip looks with this guy, because it's just so like I have a really nice bronzy moment going on, really nice eyes. So I'm going to actually, off camera, I'm going to do my under eyeshadow, and I'm going to go get my lip liner real quick, so then I can complete the look for you. I'm going to show you everything, and then I'm going to cut it with some setting spray, and we are out and we are good for this date tonight, honey. Okay, so I'm back, and I have my under eyes done, and I have this guy like taken off, whatchamacallit, but this is the lip liner. I don't know the exact shade. So it's Sugar and Spice, and this is actually by LA Girl. It's a really, really nice liner. I honestly normally use my Makeup Forever liner in Whatever Walnut. That one is absolutely beautiful, and it gives me a really, really nice, like, it's almost like my lip color, but a little bit better. I'm just sharpening my pencil right now. But it's just, like, really, really nice, and I like it a lot. But when I want a little bit more color and a little bit more shading, I use this guy, so it just gives me a little bit more of a, like, a warm look. So I'm just going to slightly overline with this guy. To overline your lips right and properly in my eyes, you go a little bit underneath your lip line, and then you go over your cupid's bow. And then when it comes to like here, you don't really overline. Like from there on, you don't overline at all. So I like to go from the corner of my mouth inward, and then loop around that bottom portion of the lip and just like really give her that like oomph and that really nice like juicy lip. See, really pretty, really nice. Nothing too crazy. And then what we're gonna do for the upper lip, what I like to do is start at the cupid's bow, kind of like mark the center, and then we're gonna go over the cupid's bow and find it. Okay, so that's generally my lip that's lined. It's not really overlined. Basically, it's like right on the line. I'm gonna do this side, and then what I like to do is go from the outer, and if I wanna like juice it up any, I'll go from the outer and slowly build upward. So now what we're gonna do is go over that and slightly juice it up, like I said. Now see the difference? How this one is a little bit more amped up than this one is. Now that's just going very lightly over my actual lip line. And that's what you really want to go for when you're overlining your lips. You don't want to go over and like going like this and all that kind of jam. Like when you're going like halfway up to your nose. Like that's not, it's not cute for an everyday type of look. Maybe if you're doing some like crazy look, like cool beans, that's do you, like do your makeup how you want to do your makeup. But for me and how I do mine, that's not how I think my lips personally look that good with. I've seen other people that actually looks amazing on them, but on me it does not. So again, just gonna match on this side. Okay, so see how that is nice and juicy? Oh, it's like I got lip fillers already. Bitch, I don't have lip fillers. If you want to Venmo me, like let me know. I need the lip fillers. So, now normally I would go in now with my Fresh Sugar like lip balm in the shade Peach. I really love that one. I, for some reason, for the life of me, cannot find that color right now though. So I'm gonna go in with another lip balm because I actually like the combination of a lip liner with a lip balm because it kind of like liquefies the lip liner, makes it really stain into your lips, but also make it a beautiful lip color. I really like that. So I'm gonna go in actually with this guy and see how this works. It's a little bit more pink than normal, but this is Hint of Chill by Incredibles. It's a really nice, like, thick, like, lip balm. It might even be a lip mask, to be honest. But it's just a hydration, a hemp hydration lip jelly. I like to go on my nail, just pop in a little bit, and then we are gonna go blend her in. Oof. See, that color is like just absolutely stunning when you go in just like with a lip liner and then with that lip balm. Like it, I don't know, I love it. I think it's absolutely like that look to me is like iconic. Now what I will go in with, because whenever I do this technique, it does tend to smear on the edges a little bit, and that's just because it's liquefying the lip liner and really like getting it messy. What I like to do is actually take either my foundation, or for this look I will do my Tarte Creaseless Concealer in 13N. Because it's about the same as my foundation shade, I can use it and it has a little bit more coverage on it, but it's still hydrating enough to where it's not gonna like mess up my foundation or it's gonna like be too crazy. And what I will do is I will take a nice small concealer brush and I'll go in and clean up along my lip so then it really has that nice like crisp line. And make sure whenever you're like whenever you do like a line or whatever, or a side, like wipe off the concealer and grab more, because it's gonna pick up that lip liner color, and then when you go in again on the other side, it's gonna like smear that color down and it's not gonna be cute. Go in. So see how it's nice and clean now and just kind of like hugs the lip. And now on this side, on like the top lip, you have to be a little bit more careful because this side is a little bit more noticeable. When you have the line here, it is, obviously it's a little bit noticeable, but it also like kind of just draws a little more emphasis to your lips and it makes them a little more plump. When you go on the top line, it really is going to make a harsh impact if you go too far. So you want to be careful on your top lip when you are doing this technique. So go in and just very gently. And again, wipe off that excess because you do not want to be placing down that lip color again and then messing it up all kinds of ways. Okay, and now that to me is like my lips are perfect. They're absolutely beautiful. I love because like even when I'm smacking my lips together, like they're staying hydrated, they're staying fresh, and they stay like this for literally all day. Like if I want to touch up, I can put a little bit more gloss on them and it just kind of like goes again. But the color for the most part stays the whole day. And even if the inner part wears out, it just gives that like soft flush of your lip color. And it's absolutely stunning. Okay, so now my face is literally like I'm done. Like my whole face is beat. I am ready for this day. It should be all types of cute and fresh and fun. So again, I am an extra all types of hoe. So I will take my Morphe Jeffree Star setting spray and go in for a little bit. Oh, it smells so good. And then just to like reinforce everything, lock it in place, the Smashbox Photo Finish Weightless Setting Spray is amazing. This guy literally waterproof. Like waterproof makeup. Go swimming. Take her swimming on the first date. Try me. Try. I wish. So, I'm gonna go in. Really just like fan her in, you know. Zhuzh the hair, get these curls popping. And we're good. This is your look. So tell me if you guys like this look. This is literally just like my all like nice glam, my flawless like Instagram skin. If you guys like retry this look, or if you guys retry my foundation routine, definitely tag me or show me on Instagram or whatever you need be. Also, let me know in the comments if you are intrigued by any of the steps that I do. I know that I do a lot of extra steps in my routine and it definitely could be shot down to a little bit less, but this is what works for me. This is what I like to do for my routine and it really does work for me and it really does like make my skin look really pretty. So I really like it. So if you guys, you know, want to try it, definitely do and let me know what you think of it. Alright, so I hope you guys liked the video and I hope you guys come back for more. If you definitely want to, leave a like, comment, and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know every single time I upload. I am trying to upload more. But how would you guys like more series on like different makeup looks or like one trend makeup, like how I do my brows, how I do, like I just did how I did my face, how I do my skincare, how I do my eyes, how I do my lashes, like all that kind of stuff. If you would like that, if you'd be interested, or if you think that's kind of like played out on YouTube. Also, I think I'm going to do more like series with being transgender and more things of like dating in the trans world, like yada yada yada, like my tips and tricks in that and like what I would recommend to people when they are dating in this world. So if you would want that, please let me know in the comments below and I will definitely see you guys on the next time because I don't have anything else. Alright guys, love you and I will see you next time. Bye.